Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer on conquering the 2026 Digital SAT Reading and Writing section. We'll be guided today by our absolute favorite study buddy, the Kawaii White Bear. Look, if you're aiming for that perfect score, you need a strategy that actually works for the modern version of this exam. We're going to break down the mechanics, the tricks, and the hidden traps of the test.
All right, let's just jump right in. You know the old paper SAT? Yeah, it's officially a relic of the past. The new digital adaptive format is a completely different beast, and it requires an entirely new set of survival tricks, because the test actually adapts to your performance in real time. It's shorter, sure, but it is highly strategic.
Here is our game plan. We're going to cover exactly what to do before the digital exam, outline the RLA blueprint, tackle reading for the main idea, pinpoint the exact grammar rules you need to memorize, and finally, go over the common SAT traps you absolutely must beware of.
All right, Section 1, Before the Digital Exam.
Your test day strategy actually begins at home. You just can't walk in blind to a digital test. Step 1 is getting the College Board's Blue Book app downloaded on your testing device. Step 2, take those full-length adaptive mock tests. But here is the real secret sauce. Step 3 is analyzing every single mistake. Just solving questions isn't enough. If you don't analyze your errors, you're practically guaranteed to repeat them on test day.
You absolutely have to prioritize those official practice tests. It is the absolute best way to build muscle memory for the exact timing and interface of the real exam. You want the built-in Desmos calculator, the highlighter tool, and the question timer to feel like second nature when it really counts.
Moving right along to Section 2, the RLA blueprint.
Check out this breakdown of the reading and writing section. Look at that slice for standard English conventions, which is pure grammar, by the way. It makes up a massive 26% of the test. Honestly, that's a high leverage area for basically free points. You don't need any special literary intuition for those. You literally just need to know the rules. Which brings us to Section 3, Reading the Main Idea.
Okay, so the big trick here is realizing these reading passages are super short now. We're talking just 25 to 150 words. And there is only one question per passage. You don't need deep topical knowledge anymore. You just need to rapidly extract the main structural meaning. You go in, you find the claim, and you get out.
Let's actually put this into action with a command of evidence example question. These questions ask you to find the exact sentence that supports a specific claim, and they can be incredibly tricky, especially for non-native speakers.
So here is the golden rule, the ultimate trick. Never, ever rely on the general gist of the passage. You have to physically map the answer choice directly back to a supporting sentence in the text. If an option just kinda sounds related but doesn't actually prove the specific claim, it's a trap designed to steal your points.
Let's shift gears from reading comprehension to pure mechanics. Section 4, Grammar Rules to Memorize.
Unlike reading, grammar absolutely doesn't care about your intuition. You just need to look at this checklist and lock down exactly what to memory. We're talking specific, finite rules here. Subject-verb agreement, pronoun cases, and sentence boundaries, like using semicolons to join full sentences. The College Board tests these identically every single time. Once you commit them to memory, you can't be tricked. Let's look at a classic grammar example question regarding subject-verb agreement that shows up on almost every single SAT. Is it each of the athletes was excited or each of the athletes were excited?
Spot the trap here. The phrase of the athletes is a plural distractor, and it's sitting right next to the verb. But the actual subject of the sentence, it's the word each. And each is always singular, so the correct trick is to match that singular subject with the singular verb, making it was.
Finally, we are on to Section 5, Beware, Common SAT Traps.
You absolutely must learn to spot these fatal errors. The test makers are actively trying to trip you up. Never trust your ear over hard grammar rules because spoken English is full of errors. Watch out for comma splices, which is when you improperly smash two full sentences together with just a comma. And whatever you do, do not ignore the adaptivity of the test. Let's break down one of those beware points right now. A dangling participle. These catch thousands of students off guard. Read this sentence. Hiking the trail, the birds chirped loudly. Notice our white bear looking completely shocked by this one.
The trap here is that, grammatically speaking, whatever noun comes immediately after that introductory comma is the thing doing the action. Since birds cannot hike a trail, the sentence is totally illogical. The correct trick is to make sure the noun right after the comma is actually capable of performing the action, like Hiking the trail, we heard the birds chirp.
And here is another massive beware point regarding how the exam actually functions. Because the test is multi-stage adaptive, Module 1 is disproportionately important. If you rush and make a cluster of errors in Module 1, the algorithm routes you to an easier Module 2. The catch? Getting that easier Module 2 forever caps your maximum possible score, meaning you literally cannot get a perfect 800 no matter how perfectly you do on the rest of the test.
Look, although the SAT is completely digital now, and you'll be testing on a screen, your most important tool on test day is still a sharp, prepared mind. Don't let the shiny digital format distract you from those core reading and grammar mechanics.
So, armed with these specific reading tricks, knowing exactly what grammar rules to memory, and with our Kawaii White Bear survival guide in hand, you've got the blueprint. The only question left is, will you let the adaptive algorithm outsmart you? Or are you going to use these tricks to go in there and secure your perfect 800?